Dear child, there is a shift happening around you right now. You may not be able to explain it logically, but you can feel it in subtle ways. A quiet restlessness, a sense that something is moving behind the scenes, a feeling that life is gently but firmly pushing you toward a new chapter. This message is not meant to rush you or overwhelm you. It is meant to prepare you, to steady you, and to help you recognize what is already drawing closer to your life. This is a spiritual reflection, not a prediction. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But if something inside you feels seen, if your chest feels warm or heavy as you read, that is your inner knowing responding. The universe is no longer whispering. It is preparing to speak through real moments, real encounters, and real choices. Something meaningful is unfolding in your journey, and it asks for your awareness. For a long time, you have carried a quiet hope inside you, even when you told yourself you were fine alone, even when you said that you were done believing in love, even when you learned how to survive without depending on anyone. Deep down, there was still a small voice asking, "Is there someone out there who will love me without hurting me?" Heaven heard that question every time you didn't dare say it out loud. And while you were learning, healing, and holding yourself together through difficult seasons, another heart was also being prepared. There is a person being guided toward you. This is not about fantasy or illusion. This is about timing, growth, and alignment. This person carries the very qualities you once prayed for quietly, the ones you stopped asking for openly because disappointment taught you caution. You didn't stop wanting love. You simply learned how to protect yourself from hoping too much. And now the message is clear. You don't need to hide that desire anymore. This person is your soulmate, not in the dramatic, unrealistic sense, but in the grounded, real sense. This is not a repeat of old patterns, not the same emotional confusion dressed in a new face, not another lesson disguised as love. This connection feels different because it is different. It doesn't rush you. It doesn't drain you. It doesn't make you question your worth. It brings clarity. It brings calm. It brings consistency. They are not coming to fix you. You were never broken. They are not coming to complete you. You were already whole. They are coming to walk beside you at your pace with respect. They are coming with the intention to build, not just feel. Their presence is steady. Their actions are clear. Their energy feels safe. Being with them will feel like you can finally exhale. But here is the part that matters deeply. This blessing can be blocked, not because it isn't meant for you, but because fear can close doors before love has a chance to enter. You have been hurt before. You have trusted people who did not protect your heart. You learned to be alert, guarded, self-sufficient. And while that strength helped you survive, it can also become a wall if you let it lead every decision. Sometimes protection turns into distance. Sometimes self-respect turns into avoidance. Sometimes independence turns into emotional isolation. And without realizing it, you may push away the very thing you asked the universe to bring you. This is not blame. This is awareness, because often the people who long for love the most are also the ones who guard themselves the hardest. This love needs space to grow, not perfection, not blind trust, just openness. Your soulmate is not coming to break down your walls. The right person doesn't force their way in. They knock gently. They wait. And if they feel rejected, they may step back, not because they don't care, but because they respect themselves too. So the message is simple and honest. Don't pray for love and then lock the door when it arrives. Don't ask for something new and then treat it like the past. Don't assume that kindness hides harm or that consistency hides manipulation. What is coming now is not the same energy you've known before. This person loves in a clean, healthy way. Their emotions are mature. Their intentions are clear. They are not interested in games, confusion, or emotional chaos. They know what they want, and they are willing to show it through action, not just words. They are thinking in terms of building a life, not just sharing moments. They may be younger than you, or they may simply carry a youthful, bright spirit. They bring lightness where life once felt heavy. They remind you how to laugh again, how to feel hopeful without fear. They are not focused on a distant future that never comes. They are thinking about now, about real steps, about shared plans, about creating stability, possibly a home or family, rooted in mutual respect. This message is also an invitation to step out of defense mode and into receiving mode, to notice how you react when someone shows genuine interest, to observe whether you question, pull away, test, or assume loss before anything has even begun. These habits once protected you, but they may no longer serve who you are becoming. Blockage doesn't always look obvious. Sometimes it looks like doubt. Sometimes it looks like emotional distance. Sometimes it looks like convincing yourself you don't care when you actually do. Sometimes it looks like pushing someone away the moment feelings start to grow. These reactions are understandable, but they can also send the message that you are unavailable when your heart actually wants connection. Your soulmate already feels something deep for you. This is not surface level attraction. This is affection that stays present in ordinary moments. Affection that wants your peace, not just your attention. They have imagined life with you in simple, real ways. Not just romantic scenes, but everyday life. Shared mornings, quiet evenings, support on hard days. That's how you know this love is real. It wants to live, not just excite. They are coming toward you because feeling turned it into decision. They reflected on what they feel. They questioned it. They sat with it. And instead of fading, it grew stronger. When they think of you, they feel calm and pulled forward at the same time. A sense of recognition. A sense that delaying no longer feels right. They want to approach you with care. They want you to feel safe. They want you to trust them. They are not here to take from you. They are here to add to your life. This love has already begun changing them. It has made them more thoughtful, more intentional, more grounded. It has given meaning to things that once felt empty. That kind of growth doesn't happen for just anyone, but the universe will not force this connection. Timing can open doors, but you choose whether to walk through them. That is why this message is arriving now, before everything unfolds, so you don't repeat old patterns at the moment when new love arrives. You are moving into a season of sharing. Loneliness begins to soften. Doubt is replaced by visible effort. You won't need to carry everything alone. You won't need to guess how someone feels. You won't need to prove your worth. This person doesn't come to change who you are. They come to welcome you as you are. Do not build walls where doors are meant to open. Do not let pride, fear, or old pain delay what is meant to bless you. Timing matters. Recognition matters. Sometimes love arrives quietly, and if you are not ready to receive, you may overlook it. You were chosen to experience real love, not perfect love, but honest love. Love that builds, supports, and gives meaning to daily life. Even if today looks ordinary, spiritually, it is a turning point. Everything you endured shaped you for this moment, not to keep struggling, but to be ready for someone who stays. They are ready. You are ready. What needed to align has been aligning. And now courage is required. Not the heavy courage of survival, but the soft courage of allowing yourself to be happy. You don't need armor anymore. You don't need to expect disappointment. Move slowly if you must, but don't close your heart before you see what's being offered. This person is coming with respect, purpose, and a genuine desire to build a future with you. When they arrive, you will feel the difference. It will be calm. It will be safe. It will make sense. And you will understand that the universe was never teasing you. It was preparing you. So breathe. Stay open. Stay aware. Make room in your heart, because the right love does not hurt. The right love cares, and that care is closer than you think. When your heart finally meets a love like this, life starts to rearrange itself from the inside out. It's not loud at first. It's not chaotic. It's not confusing. It's steady. It's calm. And that calm begins to heal places in you that you didn't even realize were still tense. Your priorities shift without you forcing it. Your mind becomes quieter. Your choices feel clearer. And the fears that used to control your decisions begin to lose their grip. Because what you're feeling now has weight. It has stability. It has a kind of truth that doesn't need to shout it to be real. Your soulmate feels they found something rare in you. Not rare because you're perfect, but rare because you're real. Because you have depth. Because your heart carries something pure even after everything you've been through. Because you still have the ability to care, to feel, to love sincerely. Even if life gave you reasons to become cold, they can sense that you are not like everyone else. They can sense that you don't play with people's hearts. They can sense that when you love with meaning. And that's exactly why they don't want to approach you with games, mixed signals, or shallow intention. This person doesn't want to rush you, but they also don't want to delay what's real anymore. They are learning that the longer you pretend you don't feel something, the heavier it becomes. They've tried to keep it contained. They've tried to distract themselves. They've tried to convince themselves that maybe this was just a passing feeling. But it didn't pass. It stayed. It grew. It deepened. And now it has reached a point where staying quiet hurts more than being honest. Because love this strong eventually demands truth. It demands clarity. It demands movement. Your soulmate has already thought about telling you what's in their heart. They've imagined sitting with you and finally saying the things they've been holding back. They've replayed conversations in their head, thinking about how you might respond, thinking about what words would be safe enough to say, thinking about how to explain a feeling that doesn't even fully fit into language. They've planned ways to get closer to you without overwhelming you. They've looked for openings. They've looked for the right moments. And in the moments where they felt unsure, they asked heaven for wisdom. They asked God to guide them, to help them approach you the right way, to keep them from acting out of fear or impulse, and to help them come to you with the kind of intention you deserve. And that moment is coming, not because someone is forcing it, but because the heart can only hide for so long. A soul can only pretend for so long. At some point, love becomes too heavy to carry in silence. At some point, your soulmate realizes that doing nothing is no longer an option. They begin to feel the reality of losing you before even fully having you. And that fear wakes them up. It pushes them out of hesitation. It pushes them out of hiding. It pushes them into truth. You may not even understand the full depth of it yet, but you are being loved in a way you may not have experienced before. Not a love that comes to impress you for a moment and then fades. Not a love that talks sweet but disappears when life gets real. This is a love that is being built from the inside. It's being prepared with care. It's being formed with intention. And the most beautiful part is that nothing had to be forced for it to happen. You didn't have to chase. You didn't have to prove your worth. You didn't have to become someone else. You only had to be who you are. You only had to exist, because those who truly love don't need grand reasons. They don't love you because of what you can do for them. They love you because your presence touches something in them that nothing else can touch. That's why your soulmate sees beauty even in the smallest details about you. They notice things other people overlook. They notice your heart. They notice your intentions. They notice the way you care, even when you pretend you don't. They notice the way you try to stay strong, even when you're tired. They notice the softness behind your silence. They notice the strength behind your kindness. And because they see you clearly, they don't want to lose this. They don't want to treat you like an option. They don't want to keep you as a maybe. They want to live this the right way, with clarity, with respect, with devotion. This love won't only be spoken. It will be proven. It will show itself through actions, through consistent care, through presence that doesn't disappear. It will show itself through the way they make space for you in their life, through the way they protect your heart instead of testing it, through the way they speak with honesty instead of leaving you to guess. Real love doesn't just promise the world. Real love offers presence. It offers reliability. It offers the kind of consistency that makes your nervous system finally relax. And your soulmate is preparing the kind of offering now.